6 o'clock. Welcome. It's that time of the day where it's Sports Talk with Zeca Marques. Thank you for tuning in. Tonight we have a very, very special guest, a legend, in my opinion, in South African football, on the goalkeeping department. Sometimes doesn't get the recognition he deserves. Not only did he play for Orlando Pirates as a goalkeeper, not only was he the national goalkeeper, team coach, and Sundowns. Tonight we have Alejandro Heredia. Bienvenido, as they say in Spanish. Welcome, Alex, and thank you for taking the invitation.
Muchas gracias. Thank you to have me here. It's a pleasure, really.
Alex, let's rewind the clock many, many years ago, because I've known you for many years ago.
Yeah.
You came to South Africa from Argentina to play professional football.
Yes.
Where did it start?
Well, it was a very long time ago. I came first time was in South Africa in 1982. 1982, and was playing for a couple of teams, and then we joined together many years ago. And after that, about 6 months or 8 months, I went to play for Orlando Pirates, and after Orlando Pirates, I played for Mamelodi Sundowns.
The old Mamelodi Sundowns, or was it the new one?
Actually, it was in the transition between the old Mamelodi Sundowns and the Sola Mahove era.
Yes.
When the transition,
yes.
Big movement happens. Then, of course, years before Motsepe take over, and Chiclas take over. And I play in these two clubs, and then become a coach.
Now, you became a coach, and a very successful one, because we're going to unpack that now. You became a coach, goalkeeper coach. Was it with Orlando first or Sundowns?
No. What happened, I started to study coaching. I have university background in physical education, but I started, when I completely finished playing, I decided to become a coach. And then, of course, I did all the processes of necessary to become a coach. I did a D license, what in the time called introductory level 1, level 2, level 3, pro license, and then currently, because I'm a goalkeeper, a little bit crazy, loco.
Goalkeepers, do one thing, sorry, Heredia. Goalkeepers, is he crazy or gay?
Definitely crazy.
Crazy.
Well, I started to do all my coaching lessons. In the time, I've been approached from Orlando Pirates to coach just straight away to the first team. And I coaching Orlando Pirates.
How many years were you there?
In total, about 12 years.
12 years?
12 years.
I don't think people realize that you were 12 years at Orlando Pirates as the goalkeeper coach.
Yes.
And through that period, you had some interesting coaches. And you were successful as well with them.
Oh yes. We have a great coaches in the time. The more successful definitely was Gordon Igeson when we won the league. We won the league plus another, I think was 4 cup finals, top 8 and other ones, I don't remember right now. But then the second one was Roy Barreto.
Yes.
We back to back, we won the league again, and against some cups we went through, and it was very successful time in Orlando Pirates, really.
And then from Orlando Pirates, Sundowns, because I know you were at Sundowns.
Yes. From Orlando Pirates, I moved to Mamelodi Sundowns. I spent 6.5 years coaching in Mamelodi Sundowns. And also winning the league with Miguel Gamondi and assistant Neil Toby. And the following year, Gordon Igeson come back. He went for the
first
comeback
time?
where we joined.
Come back with you.
Come back with me when we joined again in Salsa, and we won the league. And again, another 4 cup finals.
Wow.
It was very exciting time. I spent about 6.5 years in Mamelodi Sundowns as a goalkeeper coach.
Now tell me, from there, you had a very good stint with the Bafana Bafana. In actual fact, you were involved with the SAFA goalkeeping department in general, not just Bafana. Explain that one.
Yes. Originally, my first national activity was with Roger de Sa in under 20. Then I start to work straight away with Carlos Quiroz in the senior national team. Then to make short the story, up to now I cover 132 games in Bafana Bafana and more than 200 games, I cannot count, in the youth, from under 21 or under 23 to Bantuana. Pass through all these elements. Then, well, for a moment I ran in the goalkeeper department. And this is what I'm doing at the moment, besides other work.
But then there was a big change. FIFA got more organized in the goalkeeping department.
Oh, yes.
CAF got organized as well. And who do they phone? Alejandro Heredia. How was this jump, Alex, from Johannesburg to FIFA and then CAF? Explain that one.
Well, in FIFA, starting officially the goalkeeper department in 2009. From 2009, by end of 2010, they were scouting.
Scouting.
Eh?
Yeah.
Please correct my
No,
English.
it's fine.
I don't mind.
No, you're on the right track.
They went to each confederation, 6 confederation in FIFA, and tried to find out the goalkeeper coach who have all the qualification, international experience. And I was one of the lucky ones. They invited me to Zurich. I went to do some presentations, some practical activities. You don't go to FIFA by coincidence. They, before preparing you, investigating who you are, which kind of person you are. You're talking about a big institution. Then, I started to work in the time with Alec Fensel, Pat Bonner, and was a group of...
Pat Bonner was the goalkeeper of Ireland many, many years ago. I remember him.
Many years ago, yes.
Now
yes.
you in the big pond.
Well, yes,
You were the small fish in a big pond.
Well, I was a very small fish in the big pond because I never rated myself as a great goalkeeper. I was a goalkeeper.
No, that's only because you're very humble. Because normally goalkeepers, normally goalkeepers that think they're great or arrogant. They have this high self-esteem about themselves. They think they're the best. It's an arrogant attitude. You were never that way inclined to the point where that's why people don't know you.
Maybe,
because your humbleness.
Maybe arrogant, yes. Remember I coming from Argentina. Argentina with a big mustache, a long hair.
Remember.
And I walk in like I was a super goalkeeper. But to be honest, I was a goalkeeper to learn. I was a goalkeeper who never really break through to international setups or go to Europe or other confederations to play super football. But I play football.
You played in Argentina. Do you? Of course, you remember Fiol. For me, he's the goalkeeper that stuck into my head. 1982 with those long, tight shorts.
Yeah,
that was the Argentinian look, eh? Long hair.
Yeah.
Did you play with him, or
yes.
were you in that setup?
I was in the setup. I was playing in another club, which is called Atlanta, and in the same era of.
I remember.
Fiol, Ugati, Cannavali. He was a great goalkeepers at that time. I was one of them, one of the many. And basically, when FIFA introduced me, launch the goalkeeper department for FIFA internationally, and then I was the lucky one. I was part of the group.
How many in that group? Because there's not 100 of you. It's a very small group that has to take care of this whole goalkeeping department worldwide, and you're one of them. I mean,
yes.
And this is the sad part, Heredia. You are one of them. You live in South Africa, in Johannesburg, and people don't know that.
Yeah.
That's the sad part.
Yeah.
You go on many radio interviews, but people don't discuss this either.
Yeah.
Do they? I think they try and keep it a secret so that people don't steal you. But how many in that department, goalkeeper?
In 2008, we was a group of about 25 people. And today, after many years, talking about nearly 14 years, we are only six. Only six goalkeeper coaches in FIFA.
Instructors, eh?
Yeah, only instructors. Yeah,
Because your job is to instruct.
We are instructors,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Starting, I was coaching coaches in many members association and federations based in Africa, but I travel all over the world to conducting goalkeeping coaching courses. And today, since the new president Infantino take over, he cut the number of people, and only 6 of us.
And you're one of them, eh?
I am one of them.
Who are the other 5?
The other 5 is Tim Dimmer from England. Engerer is a lady from Germany. Nadine, everybody knows her, winning World Cup. Fernando Brassard from Portugal.
I remember him, yeah.
Ah, very good, excellent person. Tim Bernerat from France, and myself. We are the goalkeeper coaches in.
So
in
what
FIFA.
is your function now? Because I know I phoned you yesterday at 4 o'clock to confirm our appointment today, and you sent me a message. You on a Zoom meeting with FIFA, and then at 7 o'clock, because you haven't returned my call, I phoned you and you said you had just finished with a Zoom meeting with FIFA. That's a 3-hour meeting. Is that your life at the moment? Because you are, yeah, they there. What were you guys? Is it planning ahead? Always.
Ahead.
What was the?
What happened? Like traditionally, happen in football very often. New people. In this particular, I put it that way. We have a very good setup. Base from Alec Fensel, myself, and other 3 or 4 goalkeeper coaches. We manufacture the books, the DVDs, the memory sticks, they have the whole setup. But when the new people take over, Infantino and the new group, this is what I mentioned to you just now, decided to do something more advanced, because football evolves constantly. And the same way, goalkeeping. It's a different concept of goalkeeping. Then they decided, okay, let's do the old setup behind, and starting with the new goalkeeping coaching courses in the high level, very, very high level.
What is high level for you?
High level is when you're talking about not only the football or goalkeeper inside the field. We're talking about the statistics, the technology. It's different approaches what make a significant elements into goalkeeping.
Does it help? Will it help?
Yes, definitely help. Definitely help. In the end of the day, I am on the old fashion. I am the last
You're the
survivor.
old school, eh?
The old school. I am the last survivor of football, and especially in FIFA. You need to catch the ball. You need to handle
That's
the ball
bottom line.
exactly the
in
same
football,
way.
Sorry, in football we talk about basics. The basics is catching the ball.
The basis is to play goalkeeper and all the issues around goalkeeping.
Yes.
But for example, technology indicate you and benefit goalkeepers. For example, penalty setup. You know how many times the striker going to shoot in the right, on the left, on the top. Technology, you have a lot of clips, a lot of information about the opponents, about your teammates. You recognize yourself as a goalkeeper. See yourself acting. You can improve many aspects of your goalkeeping.
Now, I know your main function is, well, not just Africa, but one of them is focus is Africa. Because you're based in Africa, in South Africa. What are your challenges in the goalkeeping department that you need to improve in Africa? What do you see needs to be improved a lot to get to the stage where we're at the top of our game again? Because let's be honest, only recently African goalkeepers are getting recognized in Europe. And they're getting recognized not because they come from Africa, because they've been coached in Europe. So
Yeah.
it's the mentality that is different.
Yeah, it's different.
What is our challenges in South Africa, or not in Africa, to take us to the next level that you guys want now?
Well, probably in
All aspects of the
everything-
game?
in everything around the food, around life, education is the key. If you educate people, you have a better result later on. This is our mission, to try to educate. In this particular time, I doing instructors. I don't do goalkeeper coaches anymore. It's another. We coaching instructors in the federations to coaching goalkeepers or goalkeeper coaches in this case. The mission is to educate, to improve the standard and readapt the situation into the new technology, because like it or not, it's a reality. It's what happened all the time. You can see so many VAR, for example, good or not, criticized or not, is there. And in some cases benefit, and some other cases not. But this is our mission, educate people around the world.
When you talk about educate, what type of education?
Specifically when I talking about education, is football education. My department where I'm working with is goalkeeping. I will not jump into science, academics, in science or architecture or engineering. I'm talking about football.
Is there education? When you talk education, you're talking theory or the practical side?
Both.
Which one is the focus, or percentage-wise, which one is more required at the moment?
Zeca, you asked a very interesting question. What is the challenges? Not only in South Africa, in Africa. We have great goalkeepers. We have great goalkeepers over the years. But most of these goalkeepers play by instinct. Play
just natural talent.
Natural talent. They
Yeah.
play because they spend years playing football, goalkeeping, performing, doing well, actually very well. But as soon you sit in them in class and give a little bit of theory, principles of training, factors of performance, what they know, but they don't know how to put it together. Our mission or the challenge is whatever they know is I know exactly the same of them. The difference is I know how to put things together for them to improve.
But the way you put it across now is definitely the truth, because having knowledge,
Yeah,
without knowing how to transfer that knowledge with someone,
absolutely.
it's zero.
It's zero.
It's zero. And that's why when people come to me and they say they've got this license, then this coaching license, they still doesn't make them a coach.
No.
Because that's just a piece of paper. That's just knowledge that they've learned.
Exactly.
But to get that knowledge across, and every goalkeeper is different. You can't. It's not a one size fits all. Am I right?
Yeah.
Everyone that you're talking with is different. So that's your challenge. Why do you think that challenge exists?
Well, the challenge exists because over the years and years before, we haven't got structures of education. For example, the federations have a coaching education, what they focus into coaches. You know, you have introductory, so level D, level C, B, A, pro license. Many people thinking, I go to Europe to get the UEFA license, come back to Africa, I then need to redo the course because UEFA license is for UEFA people. CAF,
I'm one of them.
you're one of them, okay. But if you want to coach, okay, obviously it's equivalence.
Yes, yes.
You know, they will evaluate you and UEFA license compare with your local license. Your local license need to be equal of any other of the confederations. What is the difference is the way of writing and the teacher who taught you.
Yes.
The concepts are exactly the same.
Yes. Now tell me, these goalkeeping instructors from Africa, when you go to them, for example, let's take Mozambique, it's our neighbor.
Yeah.
Let's take Mozambique. When you go there, what do you focus on?
I try to identify, the first things is to identify the people who have basic coaching qualifications, the highest possible, and the ones who've been a goalkeeper or are active into goalkeeper department. This is basically the idea. You put the case of Mozambique, probably I go by beginning of December to conduct a new high elite goalkeeping coaching course there. We try to identify instructors, because before FIFA and CAF sending people like me to coaching coaches. Now, this is not real mission of FIFA. FIFA coaching instructors, our instructors, going to instruct the people in the federations for them to be able to coaching coaches. This is basically the concept.
Already, so far, we've been talking about the higher level.
Yeah.
When I look at football lately, I don't see role models as goalkeepers. I don't see goalkeepers standing out with huge quality and talent. Not everyone wants to be a goalkeeper nowadays. There's a deficit in goalkeepers. When I look at the amateur clubs, no one wants to be a goalkeeper. What do you think is one of the causes and one of the challenges to change that mentality of youngsters who want to be goalkeepers, and obviously what type of coaching should they get? Because let's face it, in the amateur environment, there's technically no goalkeeper coaching.
Yeah.
They take someone, they put him in the goals. If you're chubby, you go there, and then the coach just focus on everything else except the goalkeeping, and we're losing quality goalkeepers because the talent is there. How can we address these issues?
Look, it's not individual aspect into to have a consideration. It's many elements to put together. In my opinion, categorize improve the status of the goalkeeper is important. At the moment, internationally, if you check, yes, we have a good goalkeepers. Divo Martinez, Argentina, World Cup, 2 times Golden Boot, brilliant.
This year, he won the best.
This year, few weeks ago, and we have others, Courtois, for example. You have, but it's not really too many. Not too many. When you go to the youth, especially in Africa, it's not really the coaches. It's not educated in the youth, majority of them.
Yeah.
If you go to clubs, you see the parents can be a coach, or somebody who play in the high school. I know I have my son here. I'm going to become a coach. And then, of course, if they don't know the concept, the structure of basic football, never mind about goalkeeping. Goalkeeper is the one who...
It's a specialized position.
It's a very specialized. It's very
Yeah.
specialized. Everywhere in the world, this is what we try to promote, to improve the standards. In every way, because I have the opportunity to go to Asia, Common Ball, Central America, and it's basically the same situation.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that Argentina, Martinez won it, and Argentina always have good goalkeepers through the years. There's a list of them.
Yeah, yes.
Talk about good goalkeepers. Cape Town somehow seems to deliver good goalkeepers. Is it the water that they're drinking? Is it because of the mountain? What is going on in Cape Town? Because they produce goalkeepers.
Yeah, traditionally, yes, it's true. It's true. In that area, goalkeepers coming up very strong. I cannot say why, but probably the type.
Just let's say it's the breeze. It's the breeze.
The type of football they play is more competitive in Cape Town than other places. I found Cape Townian people really pushing and working very hard. And the breeze, maybe. Yeah,
maybe it's bringing the breeze from Argentina. It's bringing that's the closest one. But already I was at Santos, and while I was there, I had 3 goalkeepers, and any of them could have been top class. Any of them.
Yeah, yes.
I was at Wits with Roger de Sá when we had Wayne Roberts,
Yeah, when Robert was fantastic.
fantastic
He
goalkeeper.
was brilliant. Yeah.
And then many years later we had also at Wits. He came through and he also played at Chiefs. But they just come through every single. Emil.
Yeah,
I mean, the list is endless.
yeah, yeah.
For me personally, the best goalkeepers come from Cape Town, and they don't get the coaching. I know they've got one or two good coaches there. They
yeah,
do
yes,
that.
it's some of them, yes.
They
yes.
focus a bit on that.
Yeah.
Maybe that is one of the points, but somehow they just keep producing quality goalkeepers. In Gauteng and Durban or
Yeah,
KwaZulu,
Durban,
we have the numbers, yeah, but we don't have the quality of the goalkeepers.
yeah, I insist, Zeca, the problem to me is need to educate coaches and go to the specialization, what is goalkeeping. Now, many people complain. I've been part of the FIFA CAF symposium in 2017 when they announced every coach need to have a license to sit in the bench. Then they give a few years option for the countries to adapt the situation. Then COVID, the pandemic
Yes.
take over and they delay. Now early last year, CAF announced officially every single person need to have qualification to sit in the bench. And this was a big issue, Why? Because to raise the standard, again, come back to the said, good teachers, you have better students. And same with the goalkeeper coaches. Goalkeeper coaches to be able to sit in the bench, even in the amateur size or wherever is the case, in football, official football, in South Africa, when Africa, need to have qualifications. And in terms to do that, we need the federation, the local federation, to produce more coaching courses. No quality, produce quantity.
Yes, I agree with you because let's face it, there's the D license and some other licenses, and the quality is not there. And this is what people don't understand. And also another big challenge I find is that people they do a course, D license, and they think they're Mourinho's.
Yeah, well, it's,
A D license is not Mourinho.
no.
The D license is introduction. They should actually call it introduction.
Yeah.
And personally, you should only be the course should only be called. You should only be called a coaching or a coach when you qualified with the A or UEFA Pro, because you don't go to university the first year to become a doctor,
No.
and the first year they call you doctor. They call you doctor after 6 years. You don't go to lawyer.
Yeah, for sure.
But in sports, in football, and this is the biggest challenge, is that people need to understand the dynamics. The dynamics is
A process.
it's a process.
It's a process.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's a process.
It's simple like this. I
Yeah.
mean, of course, many young people have dreams, and very good for that. But they need to go through the process. The license introductory now is a new convention for the whole Africa. We're talking about 54 countries affiliated to CAF. In my particular area, D license introduce more D and C license introduce more contents of goalkeeping. Now, when you complete D and C license, what is more extend because now it used to be 8 days, now will be 10 days. What is a very good course. The syllabus is being very well prepared and very meticulously organized. The D license is not the D license of 5 years ago. The C license moving from 15 to 16 or 18 days, still, if CAF still decided about that. Then goalkeeper basics will be from D license and C license. From C license can move to goalkeeper B, what is a specializing course, and from B can go to the goalkeepers A, what is 3 levels. The first one, D and C together, then B license, A license. When the coach can produce the A license, coaching A license, and go to instructor's course, can call instructor goalkeeper coach. This is a new process, and very extensive, very extent, really very deep into the situation. I working with both the FIFA and the Confederation. We are three individuals in CAF. What is Thomas Nkono? Was definitely a legend. He still
From
based,
Cameroon, eh?
Yeah, from Cameroon, and he based play for Espanyol for many
Yes.
years. Still based in Barcelona. And the other person is Jonathan Bell, also from Cameroon. He played PSG based in France, and myself. The three of us, we formulating the new syllabus, upgrade what we have already. I introduce the concept of FIFA, with permission, of course, and well, I think the goalkeeping coaching department from CAF is very positive, very solid. Now, saying that, Zeca, we're talking about what happened with the MAs, with the Members Association, federations. The federation should have a goalkeeper department.
Does SAFA have?
No,
No.
very few countries in
very
Africa
few.
they have. Very few. Maybe 5 or 6 out of 54 members associations. I have the opportunity to assess those countries and really become effective, because I believe part of the constitution of the federation is to have goalkeeper department, but they don't. It means goalkeeper department become a second grade type of things, never been a full-time person who really focus into goalkeeping. Basically, this is the situation.
One of the challenges I see in amateur football is that they train twice a week, for example.
Yeah.
The coaches come, the goalkeepers just train with them, sometimes ignored, completely ignored, no training whatsoever. And I've made some suggestions where once a week maybe all the goalkeepers in the club should go to a coach.
Yeah.
They shouldn't even go and train,
Yeah.
because if that's what they're going to do, that's twice a week is not enough. And the coaches just don't see the value.
Yeah. No.
It's a challenge because the coaches think they own the team. It's my goalkeeper, it's not your goalkeeper. You're doing a disservice and you're failing the youngsters when you have that mentality.
Yeah, of course. Zeca, you really hit the point. In amateur clubs, the coaches, what are no coaches or
Let's give them a title. Yeah.
They say, okay, goalkeepers go training with somebody, should be a goalkeeper coach. Then after 10 minutes, you say, hey, Johnny, bring me 2 goalkeepers. Means the goalkeeper is not even warm and go straight to play with the coaches. The point is, need to change the mentality of all of them. And remember one thing, the goalkeeper coach is not the head, is the head of the goalkeeper department, but is not the head of the coaching department. The main person is the head coach. And the head coach, what is intelligent, understand the importance of goalkeeping, they of course, they're going to allocate time, like you say, at least 1 full training session with the goalkeepers, whatever level it is, and would make a difference.
Because already it goes much deeper than that.
Yeah.
Let me break it down for you and I'll explain why. As a junior coach, why are you coaching? Number one, you're coaching to develop someone.
Yeah.
Someone for the future. Now, if you don't do your job properly, if you're not a responsible coach, because for me a responsible coach is knowing why you are there.
Yeah.
Right? You are failing the youngsters. And you shouldn't be coaching.
You fail in the country.
You fail in the country, thank you.
Yeah.
You fail in the country. Because now they're taking decisions based on them.
Yeah.
It's an egotistical decision.
Basic.
And if I was a parent and I'm watching a coach like this at training, I would tell the coach to leave. And if I was a club chairman, he wouldn't be coaching at my club.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Zeca, when you go into the amateur clubs, you still see the under 10s, under 11s still doing laps around the field, and this is a murder. This is really unnecessary punishment to the kids. Don't improve absolutely nothing, and still doing laps. Thinking condition is running around the field. You don't running around the field or don't road running 8 kilometers, 10 kilometers to get the endurance capacity.
At 10 years old.
It's
crazy.
And not even in the
Not even the
professional
professionals,
side.
exactly.
Professional side, I mean,
Yeah.
I always put the same case of Mascherano. Remember Mascherano?
Yeah.
Argentina. Mascherano running between 8 to 10 kilometers in the game, and a similar amount of time in the training session. But where? Not, imagine 8 kilometers, you can run in the beach or pick up a Valle Nordia, go straight to the other side. No, this doesn't work anymore.
Not linear. It's not linear. Football is not linear running.
It's inside the field
Yes.
with the ball
Yes.
and changing direction.
Yes.
Now, the monitors can evaluate the amount of running you do in the game. And this is 8 to 10 kilometers. In this particular case was very special. Normally, the midfielder will run between 6 to 8 kilometers during the game.
But in a space of what, 40 meters? 40
Inside,
meters.
inside the field, change direction, running at. Now, the mentality of make the players and this case goalkeeper running straight. It's not. It's with the ball in the field, then doing football activities. Now this demand a little bit more cleverness and knowledge from the coaches.
Yeah.
Then from the head coach, everybody calm down.
Yeah.
The head coach is the head coach.
Should be someone with more knowledge or
Yes.
or at least some common sense, as I would say.
Absolutely.
Now, the modern goalkeeping has changed drastically from the good old days. I was talking to my friend, he was goalkeeper at Porto for many, many years, Vitor Bahia.
Yeah.
At one stage, him and Schmeichel
100%.
were the number 1 and number 2 in the world.
Yes.
And I was talking to him about 3 years ago, and he was quite involved with the Portuguese Federation. And he said to me, Zeca, because I was at Porto, I did an internship at Porto, and he was just starting as the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper coach was Milarczyk, a guy from Poland.
Okay.
And I watched the training sessions, and from your days as well. It was diving, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Dive. You guys when it rained, you had to shower because it was full of mud.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, Zach, in my days, that's exactly how training used to be. He used to get hidings.
Yeah.
Intense, just dive. He said modern football is more positional play.
Change, yes.
So when you see goalkeepers dive, it's also in modern world training, it should be managed.
Yeah.
To what point should we start focusing on positional play and things like this?
Yeah, of course. Look, evolution, everything evolves, and in goalkeeper is no different. It's a new concept of goalkeeping. It's difficult to understand. Recently, I went to conduct goalkeeping in the SAFA A license, and I have very remarkable people there, successful people. And when I mention the new concept, they put in faces, and I don't think they believe the idea, what I'm going to tell you. Now, originally, the priority of the goalkeeper is to stop the ball, not to go into the net. This didn't change. And all the activities to stop the ball. Now, in the new mentality, I'm waiting in goals to wait the ball coming, not stop the ball. No. Now, the ball is coming. I stop the ball because going to attack. It's difficult to understand. It's very thin line between one and other. Because before, the goalkeeper saving the balls, diving...
He was active. He was active. He was showboating.
Do everything. Catch the ball and serve it somewhere. Long, high, the far is possible. This the mission of the goalkeeper is ending. Now, with the back passes, with the anticipation, with the control of the ball, things change. Yes, of course, priority is to stop the ball, but the new concept, I stop the ball to attack.
Yes.
I don't know
You stop the ball to start the attack.
To start the attack.
Yeah, you
exactly.
you stop, and then you initiate.
Initiate. Basically, this is sound the same concept, because you stopping the ball not to concede the goal, but in the new approach. Yes, I stop because I want to attack.
So would you say that in football terms, you stop to start counter-attack?
To attack, counter-attack, or
Straight away,
whatever type of attack being decided by the team.
Now, there's been a trend as well, and the Dutch are famous for this, and I want you to break it down for me.
Yeah.
Playing with the feet. Goalkeeper Onana was a goalkeeper was brought to Man United because he can distribute with his feet exceptionally well.
Yeah.
How important is it, especially with the youngsters, to understand that feet is now a priority, not just your hands?
Yeah, absolutely. It's equally important. Equally important. The goalkeeper, before in our time, we used to play with a sweeper and play forward in the defense, and now this is not anymore. The sweeper is the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is who anticipate the actions, is playing far away from the goal with a prudential distance,
yes.
not to consider long balls, goals, but the activity of the goalkeeper is not like before, like Bahia, you mentioned, diving, get a lot of grass run, really finish the training session exhausted, and the sense of distribution, the criteria of the attack, the reading of the game is the new mentality.
So that has to be brought into training.
Into training, absolutely.
Every training session, technically speaking.
Yes.
I know when I was at Swallows, we used to do a lot of that, and thanks to you, because you and I discuss these things openly. I started introducing Greg Itavia, playing further out, because Greg was one of the goalkeepers that liked to stay in, and understood why. And then I started telling him, play outside the box, manage the distance. When we deep in the opposition, come out. If they play long, at least you're the sweeper.
Yeah.
But to do that, goalkeepers need to be confident on the ball.
Absolutely.
And that means you've got to be like, now watch Onana play, and some of the top goalkeepers in the world now, they are excellent sweepers.
Yeah.
And this week Onana played 2 or 3 balls over the top against, I think it was Spurs, because he was trying to play over the top.
Yeah.
But that was a tactic used by the coach, because he knows he has a goalkeeper. Then he can afford to push the team more up. The goalkeeper adjusts, and you can get more distance. So playing with the feet should be fundamental at training.
Fundamental.
Every training session.
Every training session. Incorporate, when do hashi or rondos.
Yes, the rondos.
Most of the time the goalkeeper go to the side and start to kicking each other. No. This cannot happen anymore.
So it needs to be integrated now.
Need to be integrated. Then the functional work for the team need to be with the goalkeeper.
So when you say they're doing technical exercises and they're doing small-sided games, it's good to involve the goalkeeper straight in the middle there.
Absolutely. It's part of the modern football, new mentality, new activity, because the goalkeeper need to have perfect control, dribbling is necessary, anticipation, and then all the other, what is conditioning, mentality, approaches, and tactically aware of the situations. If technically not, need to be perfect.
Yeah. If not, just giving the goalkeeper confidence, because let's face it, in a one-on-one situation, the goalkeeper needs to have the confidence to take the guy on or to kick. Everything. And he can only do that if he knows he has the ability to do it. The minute he has self-doubt, it's a problem. Am I right?
I hear in many occasions people approach me and my other colleagues in FIFA and say, my goalkeeper is good, is strong, but sometimes lack of confidence. Then I say, okay, lack of confidence. To me, in my opinion, by the time you training and cover all the technicalities necessary, will build up more confidence.
Agree.
I mean,
Agree.
it's not the same if the ball coming from 80 meters distance to the player, and player control the ball and need 3 touches to be in complete control, or the ball coming from the same ball 80 meters, 1 touch and facing. Means this confidence coming from the very good technique approach. With the better the technique, understanding the game, understand and follow the instructions, then confidence will come back or build up from there.
No, I agree.
Cannot build up confidence, send it to the psychologist and say, no, from now on you have a therapy and you're going to be a better goalkeeper, because it's coming from the activity in the field. No?
So, Rede, let's on technique. Same thing applies to a goalkeeper with his hands. He needs to be able to catch the ball in the air, crosses, down, whatever. And it's all about technique. That's why it's so important. Or what do you think is important to coach the youngsters, to give them the confidence? What do you think is important?
Yeah, because basically what we're discussing about is a golden age, the time to learn. You know, when it's 6, 7, 8 years old, 9 years old, basically we're talking about the ball familiarity, coordination, movements. You are not really worried about the pure technique. Familiarity of the ball. And eventually, when coming 10, 11, 12, remember 12 is when we started to play 11-11, the technique need to be purified and intensified. By the time we can do that, the goalkeeper or the player will improve tremendously. And of course the game situation, relation with the coaches, understanding, have fun. You know, without fun, especially in the youth, is no football.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned fun, because when I watch the youngsters play, they're technically, in my opinion, under pressure constantly.
Constantly.
It's amazing.
From the coach.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
This is the sad part about what we're going to discuss. They don't get coached, they don't get training.
Yeah.
But demand on them, it's high.
Yeah.
When they make a mistake, the parents start screaming at them, the coach starts looking at him in a funny way, but they don't get coached, they don't get trained.
Yeah.
That's why I say they're failing these youngsters.
They're failing the youngsters, yes, because they need to go through the process of proper coaching education. By the time the coaching, sharing with the other colleagues, you know, everybody, coach, especially in South Africa, this is what I know, and I keep it for myself.
We're too much to ourselves. We don't share anything.
Don't share anything. And this is a mistake. This is a mistake.
Yeah. That's why we don't grow as a country.
Yeah.
And I'm fortunate I go to Portugal and you travel, so you're even more fortunate than me. And when I go to Portugal and I see the coaches, we share information.
Yeah, of course.
I still get information from my colleagues now as we speak. Last night the guy sent me information. We share because there's no secret.
You have to share.
You know,
and
we can
discussing actions.
Absolutely. That's why when I phoned you yesterday, you said you were on the Zoom call. You were on there for 3 hours. I mean, what do you talk for 3 hours? But you were there.
It was, and it's almost every second day, and sometimes longer, because we break it 2 hours, have a little break, and come back in the afternoon, another 2-3 hours. Look, football is passion, and the people at FIFA are passionate. And of course, we get paid accordingly. But basically, the idea is to discuss issues. For example, now the argument yesterday was to discuss the situation in not only in Africa. We need to understand the differences between continents. You know, it's not the same.
Different cultures, eh?
Yes, it's different cultures, different type of football. If you're talking about the European football or the Latinian or South American football, which watch is better? What do you prefer? Mercedes-Benz or BMW? Basically, it's a car, you know, it's your preference. But the standard of education in the primary school, in the club levels, in the academies, are a little bit higher. Now, when they are the children, boys and girls, arrive to the academies, they already have a basic concept of football. But when we come into Africa, Central America, and some part of Asia, the players play by instinct.
It's natural talent, eh? Yeah.
Natural talent, they play. But when arrive to the first teams, they still the same way. They performing because it's young, strong, and natural quality. But they didn't learn really much. Now, how is the approach to make one course, one goalkeeper coach for the whole world, 211 federations, and to balance the difference? It's not the same if you go to Holland or you go to our neighbors in South Africa. I say with all respect, you go to Lesotho, you go to Eswatini, you go to Central Africa,
whatever.
you go to
Angola.
go to Angola. I mean, the level of the coaching education is different. Quality people, but
I realized that. I saw that already, and I know exactly what you're talking about, because I was in Angola 4 months ago. We did a talk there on sustainability and football development, and I realized that they're very intelligent.
Yes, absolutely.
Very knowledgeable.
Yes.
Very knowledgeable. However, football intelligence is limited. The rational thinking, I would say the emotional intelligence, just thinking from a different angle, they're very narrow-minded.
Yeah.
Very narrow. I was actually shocked with that all that knowledge, and this is where I came to a conclusion that academic knowledge is not sports knowledge. Sports knowledge is talent. That's a different talent altogether. And some people can't see that. And it doesn't matter how many coaching courses you do, if you don't have a talent, you're not going to be a good coach. And you can't explain that. Talent is talent. Do you also find that in the goalkeeper?
Yeah. It's basically with the same concept, the same idea. Happens constantly everywhere. I insist. I was last week in Kenya. Actually, I came from early this week. I went to conduct a FIFA goalkeeping, CAF goalkeeping coaching course. It was no FIFA, and I found fantastic goalkeeper coaches. Very, very good. We went to the field, and they was really performing well. As a goalkeeper, organization, type of training, exercises. But as soon we went to class, and I said, okay, give me the structure of 1 day training. They cannot put it together. They cannot put 1 day training session. You start in the warm-ups and the main parts, and they cannot do it. But they was doing it in the field. Meaning, what they need is to create this balance. Intelligent people, like you say, very good performance, excellent goalkeeper coaches, but academically very poor. Now, those coaches, how can understand the youth?
Exactly. How do you connect? How do you communicate?
Yes.
How do you take all that knowledge that you have and impart it or share it
To share
that makes sense to someone else? And that is the secret of coaching.
Yeah.
And people don't realize this. People think, no, I'm a qualified goalkeeper coach. I've got the highest level. Yes, my friend, but you don't know how to coach.
Yeah. You need to.
It's simple. It's a talent.
Coaching courses give you the opportunity to balance the natural experience as being a player or whatever, and the technically and the theoretical part of football was so important. And it's not only that, from emotional relationships, attitude. You see it, say all the time, like you mentioned very, very clear. In the training session, the kids or the girls going 2 times a week to, most of the time is running. And this is conditioning physicalities. And then they shouting during the game, put pressure on the kids to perform. To perform what? They perform the best they can and need to coaching. the approach of coaching is one of the big elements in coaching education.
Reda, you are spot on, because I still see coaches, especially goalkeeper coaches, screaming, but not screaming with a purpose. Swearing. Screaming with offending, almost to offensive, where the youngster doesn't want to catch the ball. And I see it on the field where they're playing and the youngster's in the goals and he's praying that the ball mustn't come close to him, because if he makes a mistake, the coach is going to scream at him again.
Yeah. Well,
who wants to play under those conditions?
I have the opportunity, Zeca. My son, Adrian, playing in United States. And recently he retired, and he recently coaching kids, boys and girls, young boys. And some of the coaches shouting, screaming, not swearing, screaming the kids in the game, and the parents sued them. They legally sued, because it's harassment to the kids.
Well, and I agree with it.
I mean, maybe it was a little bit
It's a bit of extreme. No, but you made the point. You've made the point. And that's why my point is, if I'm a parent and my son is playing in a team, and I've done it before, okay, as a parent, I was always very knowledgeable, where the coach is screaming at my son, I went to the coach and I told him, listen, my man, you shouldn't be coaching, you idiot, because you are harassing these kids.
Yeah.
You are dehumanizing them. You are bringing them down. You are not building confidence. As a coach, you need to build confidence, not the opposite. And it's not by screaming that you're going to get out of anything, because there's the bigger problem, Radia, and it's coming through now even more, and I think it will be an interesting topic for us to discuss now. Mental health.
Mental health.
How important and how pressurized are the goalkeepers in football, and how pressurized are they when it comes to mental health? Now you're starting that concept with the youngsters.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
That is pressure.
Yeah, it's pressure.
Because you've got school environment.
Yeah.
You got some of them in a bullying situation.
Big time.
Some of them come from dysfunctional home environments, so that's stress. So they're living under a stressful environment all the time. Then you come to training where you want to have some pleasure for an hour and a half and forget the world, that what's going on there, and you have a coach who's screaming at you. Do you really want to come back?
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
I agree with the parents. I take my boy away, go to play chess or something else, because the kids are very intuitive. I don't know if it's a proper word. They feel it. They say, but this coach don't like me. Probably it's not personal. It's the type of coach.
He doesn't know any better.
Don't know any better.
That's
and
the
shouting
problem.
Everybody. Then go to the field already from the morning. Is a stress, and when shouldn't be any type of stress. It's fun. It's happiness. Go to training excited to go to learn something to share with the teammates. And imagine when we move into goalkeeping. The goalkeeper is exposed to concede a goal anytime. Imagine, and it's very obvious, because everybody, when the goal is conceded, is
the focus.
The focus is the goalkeeper. What the goalkeeper has been done, but the amount of pressure and the emotions he need to carry, even as a very, very young boy.
Or even more, because he doesn't know how to manage that.
Don't know how to manage.
Yeah.
And there is a hooligan there who's shouting and screaming and say things, and they blame him and expose in front of other teammates, other parents, and really not acceptable.
Yeah, and it's not acceptable for various reasons, but one of them I'm going to touch on. Because before, when he conceded the goal, the ball went past 10 people.
Of course, absolutely.
Who made mistakes, and no one said anything.
Yeah. It's become obvious the goalkeeper is the
He's going to make... someone's going to score a goal. Yeah. And goals are scored. And last night I was watching the Champions League. Goals are scored through mistakes. Someone has to make a mistake for a goal to score.
Yeah, or not necessarily. The opponent is more
brilliant
and make a good movement when you cannot cover, because they are very good, not because you are not good enough. The opponent can be excellent and scoring the goal.
Yeah.
The focus is we concede the goal, and then the difference is quite noticeable.
Does your courses, or when you do the instruction, do you guys focus on mental health and try and explain
100%.
at least?
Yes, it's part of the processes. It's different stages and different activities what we doing. It's the same when people come in class. If I become arrogant and I become authoritative and I become don't smile and make the environment good, create tension. If you create tension, people block. Means it's part of our job. We are prepared to do this type of thing. We've been taught to manage these situations, and creating a good environment is basically what we try to transport the coaches, producing the same type of happiness environment in the game situations, in the training session. This don't mean to say whatever is wrong, not to mention. Of course, you need to mention, but depend which way.
How you bring the message across.
Yeah, exactly. It's part of our job. It's all this to have all the elements.
Aurelia, we've got 3 minutes left. Can you believe it? 1 hour's gone past. We've got 3 minutes left. What advice would you give youngsters that are listening to us, or the parents, youngsters that have aspirations of being the next or the best goalkeeper in the world or the best goalkeeper in South Africa, or want to be a professional player? What advice would you have for them?
Then look, found a place. I'm talking about a very early age, when the boys and girls have tremendous dreams and illusions to go somewhere. They try to find a good environment, a good place where the people are happy, learning, playing, and have fun. If they have fun, they will produce. We can have later on a good goalkeepers. If you go to the places where it's too much pressure, too much shouting, too much stress, probably never happen.
Then that advice would be leave.
Basically.
Technically leave. It's not the right advice. It's not the right environment. I agree with you, because you cannot flourish in an environment where it's not conducive to thrive.
Conducive to thrive and enjoyment. And
simple.
It's to me, it's simple that way.
It's simple.
Now, never mind about the technicalities, tacticals, factors. This is other issues what need to be implemented. But you need, the young boy and girl need to have fun, and the coach need to be happy to introduce this fun, and the good environment, and progressing and learning, everything.
And the last question would be, how important is it for a coach to be a role model?
Role model, a good person.
Good person.
Good person.
What is a good person in your eyes?
In my eyes, is the people who can listen, can talk, and can express himself without offend others.
Okay, open-minded?
Oh, of course, open-minded, and be humble and strict and direct.
When you talk about strict, what do you mean strict?
Strict in terms of your concept. I mean, if I know something and I convince about something, I don't need to impose you my point of view. I try to explain to you a point of view, and then we have interrelation, we can have a conversation, we can agree or not. This is with strict in terms of maybe the
conviction is the right word.
Conviction, yeah, probably.
In sports, we use the word conviction.
After 40 years.
No. I use those words a lot, so it's still my computer is still fresh. It's conviction. You talk with conviction.
Yes. Yeah, you talk to people. A coach what is approachable, and is talkative, and is humble. And he's a good listener. Obviously, like you say, open-minded to listen and adapt to the new situation. This is, to me, is a good coach. Need to be a good person.
Holistically, eh? Because you can't just come and coach and you do one part. Those days are over. You've got to be a well-rounded coach. We call
Yes.
it an holistic coach.
Yeah.
And I
absolutely.
think that is what's missing in our environment at the moment.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Radhe, I want to thank you. It's always
Pleasure.
great talking to you. I know you and I
Thank
could
you.
be here for another 2 hours because that's exactly what we do when we're not on the talk show. When we meet at the restaurant, we arrive at 10, we leave at 1. We talk football. I always love talking to you because you're not only intelligent, you're humble, you're open-minded, and you're always available to share.
No, thank you very much, Zeca, and thank you very much to have me here. And really, I'm very, very humble, very happy.
Thank you.
Thanks to
Gracias.
you. Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias.
Okay. Well, that comes to the end of the show. It concludes our show for tonight. I hope that if you're listening, you know what goalkeeping is about. If you're a youngster, you know what you have to do. The challenges are out there. The parents have a huge responsibility. It's not just the coaches, because as parents, sometimes we have to intervene. Don't take it for granted that the coach knows everything. They're not all equipped enough to teach or to coach in this case. Good evening from my side. Remember, character matters.